The button has been pressed. Hello, happy people. I'm Kat and welcome to Copycat Vlog. My channel is about anything interesting and exciting, so subscribe, like, comment in order not to miss any future videos. I don't know who exactly watches me, but I know that this world is full of dreamers and I am one of such dreamers. I have a lot of things on my bucket list. One of them was to swim with dolphins, which happened for me in Mauritius. I still want to see Chafchouan, Blue City in Morocco. I want to take a balloon and fly up really high in a hot air balloon in Cappadocia. I'm not going to reveal all my secrets. One of my dreams has been to fly on the waterplane. And this video is gonna talk about that and give you some reasons why you should do it as well. I'm gonna talk you through my experience in Canada. I also saw it in Mauritius. I got inspired. I thought, okay, I'm actually afraid of flying, but this could be a new interesting challenge for me. Somebody said, do one thing every day that scares you. It's a cool motto that I sometimes like to live by. Anyways, here we go. I will start with my favorite part. Look how excited I am. Yes, that's real. That's the flying airport and it's just me arriving and about to get on the plane. But let's get in order. This is the Harbour of Vancouver, where it all started. Just like any other airport, it also has a timetable with all the flights for the day. As you can see, the last one at 4:30 p.m. goes to a place called Seaplane. That's exactly where we decided to go to. Reason number one, why you should try waterplanes. It is something cool, something new. I can guarantee that you will have thrilling experience and lots of memories to take back. It's an epic scenery combined with transport. This is a sculpture of digital orca, 2009 sculpture of a killer whale, which was really cool to see. And just like any other airport, Harbor Airlines have this waiting lounge and gates. This is how it looks. Upon arriving to the airport, you have to go through the usual check-in procedures. So to be honest, what shocked me is that there are not too many differences with taking the usual flight, only that it's based on the harbor. And if you look very closely in this video, I tried capturing takeoff of the seaplane. As I mentioned before, it was about overcoming my fear in a way, and of course I came prepared. I googled how many accidents happened on the seaplanes, and from 2008 till 2022 there were registered 146 accidents, and they were happening due to failure to control aircraft, human error, pilot decision making. So of course we're never guaranteed of anything, but I think in all these years the amount of accidents is not that huge. If you're deciding to fly on the seaplane in Vancouver, it's definitely recommendable just because look how pretty this harbor is. It was definitely part of what I loved. They also had a gift shop, which I didn't film because I was too excited to fly and a little nervous. But they even offered us a free coffee, which was also very nice. It was part of the airport lounge and I love this experience. But before we dive into reasons why you should try seaplanes, let's go back a little bit to its history. The very first successful powered seaplane flight was completed by Frenchman Henry Faber in 1910 in the Gnome Omega powered float plane. What's interesting to note is that there were early pioneers and they started back in 1876. For example, Austrian Wilhelm Kress was credited for building the first ever seaplane, but unfortunately all these trials were not successful because they collapsed. The very first scheduled seaplane passenger flight happened in 1912 in France. This is when the rise of the industry started, but it was interrupted during World War I, where seaplanes actually played a crucial role in maritime operations. They were used as submarine hunting and even for bombing missions. It really made sense for military forces and had its advantages because this aircraft could take off and land on both land and water. And here is me with my boarding pass sitting in the lounge and waiting to get on the flight. As for the prices, you can go to Harbor Air website and check what are they. Generally, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but well, I just checked. It starts from 99 Canadian dollars, and there are different options.
direction of the arrow and pushing the door outward. This aircraft is also equipped with pop-out windows on the main cabin doors. To open these, firmly push out on either corner of the window. Enter your baggage claim. There's a fire extinguisher attached on the front of the pilot's seat. There are 6 exits in this vehicle. The door you enter and
And now we're approaching the most exciting part. My voice is shaking, it's takeoff. I found takeoff and landing truly incredible, and that's one of the reasons to also take a seaplane. Just because the feeling is like you're on a regular boat, but then this boat ends up being in the sky. This takeoff was very smooth, and I genuinely thought that the whole journey is going to be really shaky. And the pilot told me, yes, there are days when it can be shaky. We took this trip in May, and surprisingly, it wasn't that shaky. It was actually very, very smooth. The views were also certainly rewarding. For example, this is Canada House, one of the biggest landmarks in Vancouver. And here I am in the plane. At first I was even afraid to film, but then, yeah, look, you can see the bridge, and we even flew through the Stanley Park. By the way, I reduced the noise in this video just because I can't explain you how loud it is sitting in this plane. They actually give you the earplugs, which you can use, and which I did. And I think it's better to make sounds less, because otherwise we all become deaf by watching this video. Epic scenery and transport, 2 in 1. As you can guess, this is my other reason why you should try Seaplane. They can really fly low, and they have access to both land and sea. Not like in the usual airplanes, you know, you get too high, you see the clouds, which is of course amazing. Here, this was what we saw throughout the whole flight. It never really got too high, but this what precisely made it so special. My biggest fear was that there is just one pilot, and in case this pilot doesn't feel well, it's not gonna end well, probably. Here I'm so excited, even though I'm hiding my fear. But what comforts me is knowing that seaplanes, in fact, is a lot of maintenance. Seaplanes, unlike other planes, have stricter regulations, and seaplane pilots possess more sophisticated flying skills than most land pilots. So that means not just anyone can get a flying license, and that gives me hope that, you know, all the pilots are well trained, and by flying with Harbor Air and just any seaplanes, I was in good hands. Evolution of seaplanes fascinated me. I read that in the 90s, someone called Tom Casey took the whole thing to new levels, flew 29,000 miles in 188 days. Back then, they didn't know what weather conditions are, and like seaplane wasn't a thing. It was very unsafe to do that, but he still survived and made history. Nowadays, most seaplanes can land both on water and dry land. Here, very briefly, we arrived to the place called Seaplane. Honestly, it was kind of a random peak. It was really beautiful nature-wise, but there was not so much to do. So this is already flying back. By the way, for tourists, there is an option to do a panoramic flight. It's also a possibility. The difference is that you don't actually have to reach any destination. It takes you up in the air, you see all the best views, and then you go down, and it lasts about 20 minutes. In this case, Seaplane took us 20 minutes to get there and then 20 minutes back. So it was quite fast, but really unforgettable. Now you can see the videos of us landing, so let me sum up all the reasons of why you should try seaplanes if my previous talking didn't convince you. Reason number 1, seaplanes can fly low and have access to both land and sea. It's a new experience, it's pretty cool. Reason number 2, it provides epic scenery and transport 2 in 1. Not so many transport modes can offer that. Reason number 3, seaplane, unlike other planes, have stricter regulations. Number 4, takeoff and landing are incredible. And number 5, there were not that many accidents, so it's relatively safe. I hope that you found this video interesting, informative, maybe a little fun as well. This was my purpose of the video, to make your day or evening or night a little bit happier, nicer, more fun. Give me a subscribe if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you very much, your copycat.